Designing for mobile devices is very, very important. The majority of the traffic that you receive is more than likely going to be on a mobile device, on a phone, or whatever it might be. So you want to make sure your mobile view of your page is looking great. And fortunately on T4s it's very easy to do. So two things we're going to cover. One is tweaking the mobile view so it looks awesome. And the second thing is potentially hiding elements on the mobile view that are unnecessary and just clog up the flow of the page when it's of a more vertical nature. So the important thing to remember is that there are three views on T4s, and let me switch across to an editor and I'll use the page we're on at the moment to demonstrate it. The editor is default to desktop mode, and at the top here you can flip to tablet and you can flip to mobile, which represents the three views of your page. Now, while I'm on desktop takes priority. If you don't do anything with tablet or mobile, T4s will take the desktop view and it will just cascade, to use a technical term, to the tablet and the mobile view. However, because it's a cascading approach, if you make a change to the mobile view, it will override what happens to the previous version, so desktop, tablet, mobile. So here I am on my desktop view of this page, and if I go to tablet view, I can see how it looks, and it's all right, but the majority of traffic that I'm worried about is on the mobile view, and I want to make sure this looks great. Now, I've been through this already, but I'll demonstrate what I mean. Chances are, by default, for example, your heading might come across like that, because it's a certain size on the desktop view, and when it flips to mobile, it'll be too big. So all you do is click on the element, change the mobile view, and that will be specific to the mobile view and access on a mobile device. It's as simple as that. The important point to bear in mind is that content does not change. What you're doing here is changing style. So if I was to, let's drag this down here on mobile, just as a daft example. On desktop, it doesn't happen, but on mobile, it keeps that there. If I was to change the content, let's make that capitals, it changes on both. So content is the same on both. Otherwise, you'd have to maintain three views of your page, which would be an absolute nightmare. So content remains the same, but style can be overridden in the order of desktop, tablet, mobile, with mobile taking the highest precedent, the highest level of importance. Okay. On mobile, you can see here I've got two columns. On mobile view, the right-hand column drops below the left-hand column, so it automatically becomes mobile responsive is the term we use. It's automatically responsive to mobile devices. So you may want to bear that in mind when you're looking at your desktop views, to that the right hand column, this column, will drop below the left hand column. And if you have three columns, same thing. Left, middle and right becomes, can't do it, left, middle and right on mobile view. So the order in which they're reading from left to right becomes top to bottom on mobile view. Just something to bear in mind. That's as easy as it is. Now, the more advanced level is hiding certain elements. Let's say, for example, on mobile view, let me switch over here and I scroll down and I think I don't want both those elements. The top one doesn't add much value, so I don't want it to appear on mobile because it just doesn't look right. I can edit the element while I'm in mobile view and click on the little eyeball up here, toggle visibility of this element. Click on that and it says hidden on mobile. You can see it while you're in the editor, otherwise you wouldn't be able to click on anything and do anything with it. But when you look at it on the mobile phone, it would be hidden on the mobile device. But on desktop, it would show. So you could actually use this for some quite clever effects. You could have two versions of an image, one for desktop, one for mobile. And you hide one on mobile and tablet and leave it showing on desktop. Conversely, hide the other one on desktop and leave it showing on tablet and mobile, so you can have different versions for the device that they're using. Generally speaking though, it's normally used to hide superfluous elements that are perhaps more design in nature on the desktop that aren't required on the mobile view. Before I forget, I'll pop that back in there. And that's how easy it is to take a page and make sure it's mobile. So the task you always do, in addition to saving regularly, when you come into the end of a page, always flip across to tablet, app and mobile, and make sure that it all looks great, because chances are you may want to do some things with it. We'll get one more tip just as an addition here. Let me just add a new container here. So this is a container here, and I'm just going to fill it with content. Okay, so that's my container there, which looks fine on desktop because my screen is wider than what it looks like. When I flip to mobile, it's pretty squashed up there. You see, it's right to the edge of the phone, and if it's one of these phones with bevel edges, it might just dip over the side. But I don't particularly like that. So by default, what I always do, actually, as you can see down here, I always edit the container, and I stick in, just because it's quick, 22 and 22 pixels left and right, and just add space to the left and the right of the column, so that when I go to mobile, it sits inside the device. There's a bit of white space, and you know I bang on about white space. There's a bit of white space down the side, so that's just sort of a little tip that you might want to consider when you're working with mobile versions. You could quite happily, I suppose I should say, you know, if that's like that on desktop with nothing at the left and right, you can of course go into just the mobile view and add your space on just the mobile view, leaving it completely full width on desktop. But that's just a little extra tip that you might find useful. So that's mobile devices. Please do make it a sort of a task that either you review your page as you're going through mobile, or what I do is I get my desktop view done and then I just finish off the tablet and mobile by making sure, generally speaking, the font sizes are correct and there's the right spacing in between the various elements on the mobile view. Play with it, have a go. That's by far the best way to learn. Take what you've done so far and make sure it looks awesome on your mobile devices.